Lao86 here. Welcome to Baotou, Inner Mongolia, China. As you know, I live here. Anyway, we are at Nanhai Gongyuar. Beautiful lake, beautiful wetlands, beautiful marshes, beautiful birds, beautiful ducks, but also a beautiful Mao. One of my favorite people from modern history, Chairman Mao, Mao Zedong himself. This is one of the more well-known Mao museums of China, and we're here to show you what this man was all about. Come on inside. Okay. We're here at the Mao Museum. There's lots of Maos around for all you Mao fans out there. Maybe even too many for some of you. Despite your opinions about the chairman, the great Chairman Mao, you have to acknowledge that a lot of people in China do respect him very dearly. And in fact, I want to share something with you guys. We actually have the man himself live here today. He's having a cigarette right now. I don't want to bother him, but there he is. He's very relaxed right now. So there I was at the Mao Museum. The guy who owned it was this young guy who regarded Mao as almost a religious figure, which is kind of scary. His love and devotion for him. He was unmarried. Love and devotion for him was terrifying. But he set up all these shrines. For example, the one you see here, he had Mao's favorite cigarettes, chili peppers, because Mao loved to eat chilies, all that kind of stuff. And he had a shrine of a rock that looked like Mao's head, almost like the Virgin Mary and toast type deal. It was crazy the amount of devotion this guy had. And then he just finally bought a real wax statue of Mao and put that in there. So that was kind of creepy. And he wanted us to take pictures with it and stuff. We were very much obliged to. But it was almost weird. There was a presence around Chairman Mao when we were standing next to him, even though it was a wax sculpture, because here you had this tyrannical dictator with over 80 million lives on his hands, sitting there, obviously in wax form, but it was just weird to be next to him. But it was cool because he had like replica Chinese houses set up with all kinds of Chinese artifacts from around that period, from 1921 to about 1965, all of the artifacts that he had. So you can see here they have, this would be a really well-off house back in the day, maybe a party official, has a radio and a clock and all kinds of machines and stuff. So this would be a very well-off family, right on the Kong there. They're very well preserved, and the guy was very meticulous with what he did. So that was pretty interesting. And he had 3 different rooms set up of different artifacts and books and weapons and all kinds of Civil War stuff. Coming up here, you're going to see Lin Biao. It's disputed that he was a traitor to Mao, his plane got shot down over Mongolia. His face is scratched out there because it was actually illegal to have any pictures of him, and if you got caught, you'd be persecuted. So it's pretty interesting that he had a picture of that. These are all the old cigarette brands. There was a cigarette brand back then that cost less than a penny. These are communist leaders. You can see Deng Xiaoping there in the middle. Looks like a frog to me. Kim Il-sung up here on the left, and I got Ho Chi Minh on the right there. It was interesting to see their pictures just hung up like heroes. And then he wanted us to put on like period PLA uniforms, People's Liberation Army uniforms, and pose with false guns next to Mao. For like a minute on it.
So here we are. We are in what seems to be McMansion heaven or something in China. This is a real estate development owned by a good friend of Matt's, actually. Matt, why don't you tell us about how you came to meet this fella?
Actually, I teach his daughter English before she immigrates. Their entire family immigrates to New Zealand, and they are multi-millionaires. Plus, they have